Yeah.
That's right.
So funny.
That's right. I had 2 PSPs, and I lost both of them as a kid. I was not responsible.
But opting with the Daisy, we're not going to be going Palutena, and Chef, you know, ever so the Falco.
Always expect the Falco out of Chef. I like that Orex is renewing the confidence in the Peach, because honestly, this has always been home for him. You know, he's put so much time into figuring out how to shape basically his entire playstyle around this character, and just has things down to so many micro levels functioning in the most beautiful ways.
Yeah, for sure. Orex, again, just like you said, one of my favorite players to commentate and to watch. Just plays a very slow-paced game and just very neutral-focused.
He is the fundies guy.
Yeah.
Like, especially when like every PR has their like, this guy does fundies. That's Orex.
Yeah.
I remember when Mute came out for a while, and of course that definitely helped Orex level up, right? Getting to play around Mute and stuff. But Mute was always like, he saw Orex and it was love at first sight. He was like, this is my guy.
Yeah.
And it's more than just the Peach, but Orex right now fighting against that Falco, trying to get his way out of the corner, and has done so rather effectively thus far. Peach certainly, you know, not lacking in tools to do so. But Chef's ledge trapping is normally very good, so it's nonetheless still impressive.
Yeah. Opting to zone out Orex, too. A lot of lasers, a lot of forward tilt, back off, you know, get away from me.
And I don't blame him, right? Because in this matchup, as Falco, and it opens up a lot of opportunities. One thing it did right there is that it forced Orex to, you know, keep jumping, and he wanted to float at that, like, mid-height so that, you know, he didn't give up all of his ground control by floating really high, and then Chef was able to get a combo off of that, which was beautiful.
Yeah, and Chef normally opting to get that down tilt at very high percentages, but noticing that Orex kept floating over it, just decided to drag down the arrow. Like, okay, you don't want to go there? I'm going to lead you to there, force you to get down tilted.
Chef is all about finding ways to, like, start up his things, whether it's changing up the game plan around, you know, what you're doing, etc. Orex does the exact opposite. He wants to stop you from doing the things that you want to do. That's, like, his #1 priority.
Yeah, he wants to turn into a one-player game, and you're like, the illusion of choice, you know? You rolled away, but I'm there to cover it, you know?
I'm just thinking about the Gary Larson comic now. The Chef, though.
Oh, yeah, the cow.
Yeah. The illusion of free choice. Still not as good as Cow Tools, which I will carry until the end of time, but, you know.
The cow tools.
I love Cow Tools.
Yeah.
Just like I love Chef's gameplay. Am I right, chat? Who doesn't love a segue? Yeah. Oh my god, I thought Orex was going to be dead. If Orex got up-tilted, that might have been the stock.
Yeah, Chef pulling out the tool himself. That's a good segue.
There you go. Oh, yeah. The tools, and he is cowing for this KO, but Orex is the first one to get it.
And yeah, that's one of those situations where Orex puts you in. He's like, you're going to get fair. Like, there's no two ways about it.
Well, and especially, you know, committing to those high recoveries against Peach or against Daisy in this case is so scary because of that fair.
Yeah.
And then he goes low with the fair anyways, and you go, well, what was I supposed to do?
Right?
But that's what Orex is so good at. He's so good at getting a sense of the way that you're moving, where you want to go, and when. And, I mean, if you can figure out where your opponent's positioned, I mean, things are pretty much all but over for you. Chef is scaring me right now.
Yeah, and, I mean, Orex smart to stay in shield. You know, he knows that Chef isn't going to come up and whip like a grab or anything like that.
Too big of a risk for too little reward, yeah.
Exactly. It just shows how smart a player Orex is.
Tried to drag down into the down tilt again, but this time Orex was ready. He's got no shield, though. Yeah. And that is what I like to see. If Orex has low shield, it's basically a guess as to whether or not he's going to back off or whether he's going to put the gas on, right? Yeah. Step on the gas pedal. But in that situation, I felt like it was kind of obvious he was going to step on the gas because he had Chef at the ledge coming out of there. He's probably going to throw out a move, and then if it whiffs, maybe he backs off. But he's got a lot of options there. Putting Falco at the ledge when just a stray Peach aerial can do it, that's what makes that character so scary.
Yeah, especially that floating back end. Just so threatening. Like you said, you could just back off if it whiffs. And took the game for that.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Loving what I'm seeing from Orex. Chef taking him back to town, which I'm wondering about, if only because
what?
This is a really good Daisy stage, but Chef says, shut up and watch, boy.
Yeah.
Watch my combos.
Yeah, right? Chain grabbing like a brawl over here. That was crazy.
It's looking nice. Again, when Chef gets his combo game going, It does not often stop until he wills it to.
Yeah, but it is going to be a little bit tricky on Orex because of that floaty daisy. Sometimes just floating right outside the ring.
And especially sometimes for the kill confirms as well, right? Like sometimes Falco doesn't have exact confirm percentages and he relies on you kind of having to commit to your movement and then chasing you there. But again, Daisy does not really have to commit to all that, and Orex DIing for that up air, getting the right hit.
Oh, you gotta at that percentage. Still getting the stock taken by that up smash, but you know, that kind of DI saves you a couple percentages from living.
Now Chef getting to play with the lead, so making some great adjustments here in this game too. Here come the drag downs again, so consistent with that. And he has not, with the drag down forward air specifically, Chef has not always been consistent, but I'd love to see that he's playing well today.
Yeah, and this time mixing it up to opting for up throw instead of, you know, continuing forward throw pressure. You know, trying to get a little bit of extension.
It's that whiff grab you were talking about though. Orex can get so much off of it, and again, Falco in the corner at like, you know, 120+% against Peach can just go down at any point. Orex, though, not stepping on the gas there. May have had a chance to really open up Chef, take a little bit of a risk to get back into the game, but like you said, he's a slow and steady kind of guy. If he thinks that the game's close enough for him to just chip away until he's back into it, he'll do that.
Yeah, for sure. And it's hard to stay calm against, you know, someone like Chef. They're doing all these combos and they're doing this movement that really threatens a lot of areas at once. You get a little antsy, you know, overstep.
I think the only reason that Orex can still play with such composure is that Chef doesn't always try to take a ton of stage all at once. Does put the pressure on off stage with that forward air, though.
A really nice disjoint.
Yeah. The forward air is great. Here we go again with the drag downs, and Chef mixing it up, knowing that with the rage and with that one hit the previous time, probably wasn't going to get another drag down, and read the DI perfectly. Just trying to play off the ledge. Get up attack actually baited Orex into swinging a little bit too early. Nonetheless, Nair putting the Falco off stage, but
did you see that hitbox on Bear? That's crazy. I can't believe it's set that way.
Huge. Orex going super duper high. Oh, and then he just got that. Actually kind of, if I'm Orex, I'm very happy that I got hit by that laser.
Wow. Really nice preemptive down air on that landing. Sometimes it can be a little bit hard to get on, you know, get your legs on the floor.
No way. And Chef never got his feet back on the ground. Orex with a big comeback in that game too to move on to winners semifinals. That,
and like you were saying earlier, that pick for Town and City might have led to his downfall, because I mean that fair was at what, like 76?
Yeah. Oh. And that, like on Northern Cave, I guess that might take the stock, but on Town especially, like close side platform, close side blast zones. And I mean, Chef did get a couple of big combos off of it, you know, off of Town and City there, but he wasn't getting the early kills. And I don't know, I feel very scared about giving Peach the extra 20, 30%, you know, given her stage position with the closer blast zones to just say I normally like to try to make her work as hard as possible.
Yeah.
Right?